Nobody's talking about the fact that old Kamala Harris has ties to the diddler. Nobody's talking about the fact that old Kamala Harris has ties to the diddler. And his Howard parties, where a lot of AKAs attended. Maybe they're all ordering pizza again. Nobody's talking about the fact that old Kamala Harris has ties to the diddler. And his Howard parties, where a lot of AKAs attended. Maybe they're all ordering pizza again. Nobody's talking about the fact that old Kamala Harris has ties.
Oh, for the fuckery, but somebody needs to stop. Okay, you guys, while the events are true, and while they probably were babies under there, if you see this photo, this is the religion, okay, there. Okay, it's about time 17.
Zionism had its first organizational expressions in 1897 in Basel, Switzerland, in Europe. Here was a man by the name of Theodor Herzl, H-E-R-Z-L. He was the founder of Zionism. He said that he was going to find the state that God promised the Jews. Listen to this very carefully. This man, Herzl, was an atheist. He believed that there was no God. He said God did not exist. Now, how is it the man who believes that God does not exist is going to find a state that God promised to his chosen people? I tell you, this man is Satan in disguise. Zionism is a satanic movement. It is devil.
Christians don't get right is that Judaism is not the religion of the Old Testament, because after the Jews rejected Christ, and before that also, but in the intervening 2,000 years, they have developed a completely different religion, whether it's mystical Judaism with the Kabbalah or whether it's legalistic Judaism with the Talmud, and there's tension and fusion, and there's an interplay between those things. But they have developed a completely different religion, and Christians have it in their mind like you've got the Old Testament and the New Testament, and the Jews just got off before the New Testament. They got off at their stop, and so they're the first episode and we're the sequel. But it's not true, because they continued to develop a religion, and so you could ask somebody, is the Zohar a Christian text? I mean, how does that have any relation to Christianity? The Zohar came in the Middle Ages. They say it goes back to Moses or Abraham, but the Zohar's got nothing to do with us. And the Talmud didn't come until 400 years after Christ. And they say that, the rabbis have been debating the Mishnah during the time of Christ, but they didn't put it down and they didn't codify it, and, they didn't complete it until 1,000 years later, practically. So Christians just really have no idea what they're dealing with. Even, Candace Owens brought this up with Rabbi Shmuley. This Rebbe of the Chabad Lubavitchers, Rabbi Schneerson, who they worship. And Schneerson is considered a Messiah, and the Lubavitchers are everywhere. Kushner's a Lubavitcher. Millet is a Lubavitcher. The Lubavitchers have an audience with Putin and Netanyahu, and they were in the White House. And Schneerson believed that we're not human beings. He believes that non-Jews have no souls and we're not human beings, we're cattle, and we should worship the Jews because they're the ones that, according to the Kabbalistic belief, they're supposed to collect the shards and protect the divine spark, and it's all this nonsense. And Christians just have no idea about any of that.
Special antagonism between the Talmud and Jesus. The Talmud attacks him everywhere it can, even his mother. Mary, the Talmud says, was a whore who mated with carpenters. She who was the descendant of princes and governors played the harlot with carpenters. It naturally followed that the scribes declared Christ to be a bastard. In its article on Jesus, the Jewish Encyclopedia says that Jewish writings defame Christ. It is the tendency of all these sources to belittle the person of Jesus by ascribing to him illegitimate birth, magic, and a shameful death. Jesus, according to this article, was considered one of the 3 worst enemies of Judaism who came to an ignoble end. The Talmud says they subjected him to 4 deaths: stoning, burning, decapitation, and strangling. The Talmud also says he is now in hell, punished with boiling hot excrement. What is Christ's advice as he speaks to us out of hell? The Jewish Encyclopedia quotes Jesus as telling us above all to bless the Jews. He says, "Further their well-being, do nothing to their detriment. Whoever touches them touches even the apple of his eye. Christians, as followers of the false prophet Jesus, also deserve death. The Jewish Encyclopedia again recaps the Talmud's position. A Gentile observing the Sabbath deserves death. The testimony of a Christian was not admitted in evidence in Jewish courts, and an Israelite who found anything belonging to one who was a Christian was forbidden to return it to him.
The Pharisees, through the Talmud, thus gave the Jews an ethic which encouraged bigotry and isolation.
Most of these Christians are not familiar with the Talmud, Zohar, and Kabbalah, and where this 613 mitzvot comes from and what they're all about. So I started to study what they're about and what the Talmud teaches, and I noticed that there is actually a plan, there is a plot, and that's a plot against Christianity. Let me bring you one of the books here, The Secret Doctrine in Israel by Waiti. And what it explains is the basically secret doctrine of the Zohar. What is behind Zohar? And you have to understand that the soul of the Talmud is Zohar, and the soul of Zohar is Kabbalah. But in this particular book, I just want to read you a little bit what got me understanding what the plot is against Christianity. It says here, according to the Midrash Talpigoth, the Messiah will bring eternal peace, which of course was understood by the Israelites as peace for Israel, plus that which may follow extermination for all who did not enter by conversion into the house of Jacob. So basically what they teach is that if Gentiles or Christians do not attach themselves to the Jews, they will be exterminated. And of course, we are well known for our Noahide laws, that we brought this to a light. So then you go to Talmud and you start reading what is the plan for Gentiles. You see, Judaism is a two-tier system. Judaism puts the wall of partition back. It's the Jews and non-Jews. And according to Judaism, non-Jews are different species. Now, they are building their own kingdom. It's the Jewish earthly kingdom with headquarters in Jerusalem, where their AI Messiah will be, and they're going to rule the world through the law. You know, it will be international, one law. One religion, basically Luciferian religion. So yes, in a Talmud, this is the Jewish earthly kingdom, and this is why the Zionist Christianity have embraced Kiliism, which is a focus on earthly millennial kingdom. And this is how Jews and Christians are getting together, and Christians are so deceived, thinking that they are working for the good thing, for the Jews, like they're helping the Jews. The Jews are supposed to get this kingdom. Yet this is Zoharic doctrine, and it does not have good intention. As I said, that they want to rule the world, they want to get Gentile riches, and they want to rule the Gentiles. They don't consider Gentiles fully human beings. And in fact, as an end game, they have this strange doctrine, Adam Kadmon doctrine, which Adam Kadmon originally was, according to Zohar and Talmud, he was androgynous. It was male-female in one body, and this is why you see this transgender agenda today, and there are laws, very serious laws, passing in Alberta, Canada.
Is Zionism behind the transgender movement?
Yes, it gets its origin in Zionism, and it gets its origin in the Talmud, Zohar, and Kabbalah. It's a Kabbalistic doctrine of Adam Kadmon, which is eventually they have this doctrine called Tikkun Olam, repairing the world. So how do they want to repair the world? They want to bring it to the original. Who was original Adam? He was androgynous. So now they're putting specific things in food and drink, and they're basically their end game is to make humans that on Earth that will survive whatever it is they're bringing androgynous.
Two infant boys have gotten the herpes virus after they got circumcised. Now authorities, including the health department, are investigating this case. Now, they were circumcised by an Orthodox Jewish family. It was part of their tradition. And part of the problem is after the circumcision took place, they applied something known as direct oral suction. And the reason why they do that is because they are supposed to draw blood from deep inside the wound. Now, apparently the adult who did this had the herpes virus and then transferred it over to the infants. Now, for infants who do get the virus, they could have high fever, seizures, and since 1998, there have been 2 cases of deaths. This is an incredible story, especially because circumcision in and of itself is highly questionable and I think rightfully debated. But to apply oral suction, to have an adult apply oral suction to an infant's newly circumcised penis should be illegal. And maybe that's a really strong statement, but I'm against that 100%.
Okay. Let me double down on that strong statement. Okay. Now, there are some parts of culture that are great. There are some parts of different cultures that suck. Now, that's a controversial statement, especially among liberals, actually. They say, oh, no, all cultures are lovely and wonderful, etc. My ass, they are, okay? There's a lot of things we did in the past that conservatives protect at all costs, no matter what your different nationality, ethnicity, etc. might be. No, that's tradition, you protect tradition. Well, what if your tradition sucks? For example, we had a tradition in this country called slavery. That turned out to be a pretty shitty tradition, and it was a good thing we got rid of it. So from time to time, you have traditions in your culture. For example, genital mutilation when it comes to women, when they cut their clitoris off. You know what? That's a pretty crappy tradition. I know people in that culture say, you don't understand my culture. My daughter would have wanted her clitoris cut off. No, she wouldn't, okay? And it's absurdity. I'm not willing to entertain that ridiculous notion.
Yeah,
okay.
They do that to ensure that the woman never enjoys sex. That's the main purpose. They want to keep her pure. That's why they mutilate the clitoris.
You know, if you really believe that, maybe we should mutilate the part of your penis that you get enjoyment from. You don't need that to have sex. She doesn't need it to have sex. You don't need it to have sex. You can still, you know, give it a go college try. Oh, you don't want it for men. You only want it for women. Huh, that's weird. Okay, so this is why I'm a progressive and not a conservative. Because conservatives say the old way is always the right way and we never want to change, right? Conservatives in this country, in the beginning, didn't want to rise up against the English government. Why? They were loyal English servants, okay? They were servants of the crown, long live the queen and the king at the time. And so they were going to bow their head and go with tradition. Well, our founding fathers decided that tradition sucks. And instead we would have a revolution to get to better traditions, okay? So now in this case, are you really gonna let an old guy put your baby's genitalia in his mouth? I mean, really? No, you don't understand my culture. Well, I guess guilty as charged. I don't. That's a really weird culture that has specific health consequences. I wouldn't let an old man do that to my son under penalty of law. He could be the most holy, he could be Mahatma Gandhi and I wouldn't allow it, okay? Are you kidding me? Let alone the fact that it is easy to transfer, it doesn't happen all the time, but it clearly happens some of the time, to transfer oral herpes onto genital herpes and then your kid's stuck with that forever. Are
For the
you
rest
insane?
of his life, yes.
Are you insane?
How are we doing? It's good to be with you, yeah.
Disturbing allegations are surfacing in a very unexpected place. A man who was supposed to bring joy and holiness to the Jewish ritual of circumcision is now accused of something unthinkable, spreading a deadly disease to innocent babies. News 12's Tara Rosenblum joins us now with her special report, Cradle of Secrets.
It's a topic that not many people want to talk about, but an unlikely whistleblower, a young Orthodox Jewish woman, is now speaking out, claiming a local rabbi is infecting babies, making them sick. And what's worse, she says no one is doing anything to stop him. For centuries, when a Jewish baby boy is born, the ancient ritual of circumcision is performed. But in some ultra-Orthodox communities, religious leaders known as moyals also engage in something controversial during the bris. In a practice known as Metzitze Bepe, or just MBP, the moil actually uses his mouth to suck the blood from the infant's penis after he cuts off the foreskin. Meant to prevent infection and serve as a celebration of life, News 12 has learned the little-known practice has turned into a curse for life for some babies involved in our area. And it's all because of a local rabbi who's alleged to have a sexually transmitted disease.
The rabbis are going to take care of it. They won't let him get away.
There's this really horrific ritual practiced by some super Orthodox Jewish circumcisers, also known as moyals, where they orally suck the blood away from the infant's penis after cutting away the foreskin during circumcision. The practice is exactly as unhygienic as I made it seem. It sometimes results in the transmission of communicable diseases, sometimes even leading to brain damage and possibly death. There are now 2 more Jewish infants here in New York City that received not only a circumcision from a moil, but also a case of full-blown herpes. According to the New York Department of Health, in July of 2014, this month, the New York City Department of Health and Mental Hygiene received reports of 2 new cases of herpes simplex virus infection in newborn male infants following direct orogenital suction. Orogenital suction. There's a word to throw around at the breakfast table, Lewis. Since 2000, a total of 16 laboratory-confirmed cases of HSV infection attributable to direct orogenital suction have been reported to the health department. 3 of these cases were reported in 2014 alone. 2 of the 16 infants died, and at least 2 others suffered brain damage. These were not individuals who were already at risk. In other words, both of the cases from this month were infant boys not born prematurely, normal non-C-section delivery, and then underwent this orogenital suction Jewish circumcision. And it is just an absolute disaster. The Jewish Daily Forward adds that the city's health and mental hygiene department has tried to warn parents, do not do this. Do not allow them.
In your 12 on Health report, Mayor de Blasio's administration.
CBS 2's Drew Levinson reports.
In a unanimous decision, New York City's Department of Health agreed parents must first give their written consent before allowing moyals to perform a controversial part of the Jewish circumcision ritual.
We have clearly identified that one specific procedure that's performed as part of some circumcisions, what we're calling direct oral suction, can be transmitting infections to infants.
The new regulations, the first in the country, come after health officials identified 11 babies who contracted herpes from the oral part of the circumcision. 2 of them died. The Centers for Disease Control has stated the procedure is not safe.
Not only is it a safe method, it's the safest method.
Rabbi William Handler calls this a direct attack on the ultra-Orthodox Jewish community and its customs, and says government is overstepping its bounds. Cantor Philip
2 infant boys have gotten the herpes virus after they got circumcised. Now authorities, including the health department, are investigating this case. Now, they were circumcised by an Orthodox Jewish family. It was part of their tradition. And part of the problem is
Oil to have to apply orogenital suction to your child's penis. And since that rule was passed and parents were advised not to do it, 4 infants have contracted herpes. The stuff that falls on
Sherman says he's performed more than
But in some ultra-Orthodox, yet we found no shortage of Hasidic Jews in Muncie willing to defend the rabbi
Everybody knows he's an honest person.
and his actions.
We used him and his son in the past, and we've been very happy with him.
Traditionally, it's the right thing to do, and we think he's a good person and he's doing it right.
This is part of our law, what we have to do.
Not so, says
Meaning that there is.
Last month, yet another baby got infected with herpes after undergoing MBP in Orange County. Now, Rena is on a mission to spread awareness about the dangers of oral suction, something her own son went through without her even knowing.
After the circumcision takes place, I'm handed the baby, but I have no idea what happened there. It's like being in surgery. You're not there when the baby has surgery. I was shocked. I couldn't get over it. I told my
It began with an episode of oral sex gone wrong, believe it or not. So it turns out that in the alleged facts of this case, a woman retained the semen in her mouth and used it to self.
Oh my God! 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 Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, 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 yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh my God! 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 Oh, 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 yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. Oh my God! 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 Oh. Yeah.